Hello and welcome to this new video of the Town of Light. Sorry, I had to do something. This game is gonna take its sweet time. I'm guessing that's where the 4 hours come in. I think the girl I'm playing as should have never left that fucking asylum. She clearly wasn't ready. Choo-choo! Choo-choo!
The cold has gone away now, you see? The light, the warmth. We can do it. The cold will go away. It has to. Now we can enter the ward where everything started. It all began in the observation ward on the ground floor.
Thank you, that would have been helpful at the beginning of the game. You know, not now. Yeah, but by better I meant dead. I can't look back. I love how the field of view is just enlarging the more I go forward. Whee! Whoa. Cool. Again! Whee! Yeah. Now we go up. Sorry. That's cool. I like it. And now we go to the left again. Whee! This is like playing Dark, but in first person. And with more colors, technically. Are the beds gonna fly up? Okay, the audio right there reminds me of the rushing of the castle in Monty Python. I'm just expecting a aha!
One day I turned off the light, but it didn't go dark.
Where did it go then?
It was a limitless immensity, a blinding, merciless light. I was 16 years old, and I was afraid.
What the fuck happened with the brightness?
Always afraid. A fear that wore me down. I needed help.
I can't look back.
But I couldn't speak. I was terrified of everything, even thinking.
When did Stitch fall?
They said they were taking me to a place where the fear would go away, where I would get better. I stopped living in there. They dragged me away and stripped off all my clothes, everything. I tried to explain what was going on in my head.
So those are women.
To the bed for days. I was alone with my nightmares. It wasn't fear anymore. It was madness.
No, it was part
And
of
when you're mad, you cease to exist.
Sounds lovely. Here you go away. It's my bed. Go away. My bed. Punch her. Go back to your bed. It's not your bed.
My only hope, Miss Hill.
I don't care. Go back to your bed.
Down among the damned. But that woman and her smile kept me alive.
Cool. Now can she get back to her bed? Did the game crash? No, there we go. How do I end here?
The door is locked from the outside.
Yeah, that happens.
Here the doors can only be locked and unlocked from the outside.
Okay. Well, the footsteps were going to the... I really don't like that though. Hey, you about to dance? Come on, show me your moves. Dance. Come on. Dance with me, you fool. No? Okay, fine. How about you? Are you going to dance? You look like the kind of person who would dance. No? Okay. Can you dance? I'll take that as a no. You, what about you? You want to dance? You look like an old guy in Skyrim. Yes, she does. Don't look at her like that. Hey, can you give me back my doll? It's my doll. Where are you going with my doll? Are you gonna try and rape me somewhere? That's not nice. I think I've already seen that in the movie. Yeah, actually, it wasn't Halloween. Except Michael Myers killed the guy. Actually, in Halloween, it was fucking weird. Like, the dude dragged the girl to Michael Myers' like room for some reason. I don't know, maybe they like for him to watch, but still, that's how they get killed. And also, that's the only technical moment where Michael Myers is a hero. It was in the remake of Halloween, though.
He laughed.
I prefer,
and slobbered all over me. It hurt me when he touched me. I thought I'd suddenly
Oh, so that's what it was.
split open with a loud crack, and I would be shattered into pieces. I felt fragile, sick, dirty, degraded. All I could do was clutch Charlotte tightly while Renee obeyed. He was the master in the realm of light.
Who's he?
I was being consumed by the evil act I had committed.
What did you commit?
I threw up and could feel hell getting closer and closer. Those
So he raped you and got you
tests
pregnant.
the doctors did to me. They said there was something growing inside, and they
Yeah, baby.
wanted to drag it out of me.
Oh, abortion. Jesus Christ, how many themes are you gonna tackle, game? Jesus. She's getting heavy. Rape, mental illness, abortion. Jesus Christ. Physical and mental abuse too. Come on. Lighten up. For a game called The Town of Light, you're pretty fucking dark. Also, why are you called The Town of Light? Will I get an explanation for that part? Is it because there's a lot of lights? Like in their faces? So they can't see much more than just lights? Could be that. Where my doll at? Help! 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 Okay, no help. I don't know if raping patients in mental asylum was very common. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm not sure it was very common. Probably just as common as nowadays. Does that mean if you gotta rape a fucking crazy person, I think you might have your place among them, technically. Because you're not that well either. You tortured them so you wouldn't... Yes and no. For the most part, it wasn't really torture. It was more trying different methods to see what would work and what wouldn't work.
She
Basically,
stayed with
mental
Renee during those
asylums
terrible
worked
medical
as
examinations, and that gave her the
test
strength to
areas for the
survive.
most part. Honestly, thank God we had that part in time where we just didn't give a shit about humans and just abused the fuck out of them, because that actually helped us learn a fuck ton about humans. So yeah, that sucks that we had to go through that, but well, think about it this way. At least we already went through that. Now we don't have to repeat that ever again. Hopefully. If there's ever like a great burning like the Library of Alexandria, though, we might get fucked again. Am I supposed to go out?
They went to the gynecology ward on the upper floor.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, torture is usually used to get information or for pleasure. I get what you're saying. Now that I said it out loud, yeah, I get it. Yeah, technically it was used for information. So, yeah, it works. That was the gynecology. This is the word fag. I Tuseiki. Technically, in French, you could read that as you know who. Let's see, it might be over there. I guess. No. She said upper floor though, right? The upper floor, yeah. There you go. We're gonna see some bags here? Oh boy, we are. Well, this is instructive, so... Good luck fapping to that. That's a booby. Close.
August 21st, 1938.
Oh, thank God she reads that.
Confidential. Dear A, I know what you think about these things, so I'm referring a patient to you, Renee T. This wretched girl got out of control and caused trouble in the grounds. She's almost 3 months pregnant. The nurses should be more alert. I'm examining the girl on the 28th. I'll handle things very carefully, don't worry. We don't want to make matters worse. Then they said that Renee was crazy, and that the illness was all in her head.
You're talking about yourself
Careful,
in the
little
third person.
girl, careful. I was scared, and I didn't talk to anyone about the illness. Only her. Not even the other doctor. He never touched Renee. He just wrote things down. You can tell me everything. Don't be afraid, he said. Everything's going to be fine. Do you want to know what I am writing? I note down what I observe in you, everything I see. He didn't hate Renee. He tried to help her, but he rarely examined her in those small surgeries.
Okay, so the torture part.
June 1935.
You
After
gonna read
much
all that?
theorizing and practice in clinics for the privileged, the moment for action has finally arrived. Volterra is the right place. It's an avant-garde hospital, the perfect place for a doctor who really wants to make a difference. November 20th. Crossing the threshold of the asylum.
She's gonna read all that.
Entering another dimension. A world of smells, noises, and images which it is almost impossible to imagine, describe, or explain. August 1936. The situation is similar to that in many other institutions. The department is overcrowded. Hundreds of patients are supervised by a handful of nurses who are forced to tie the more distressed ones to their beds or to radiators. They do 24-hour shifts. It's impossible to work like this. We doctors rarely see the female patients, and it's the nurses who tell us what's happening to the women. The overpowering stench in the wards, the constant din of shouts and voices that are barely recognizable as human, dirty, naked bodies devoid of any dignity. The lunatic asylum gets under your skin and wears you down. I often consider resigning. I feel useless, impotent, a sort of merciful jailer, a mercy that helps no one and only helps to ease my conscience.
Actually, it helped future
March
generations,
15th,
don't worry.
1938. Dramas are played out before my eyes every single day, and I try to distance myself from them and just do the best I can. But a girl arrived some days ago. I couldn't avoid her gaze. All she asked in her dignified silence was not to be ripped away from her world. And me. I'm old enough to be her father, the father she never had, who didn't want her, who rejected her without even knowing her. I, too, refused what she asked me. I couldn't do anything but add my signature and consign her to hell. A danger to herself and to others, and a cause of public scandal. This was what was written on the accompanying note from the police headquarters. It was difficult not to agree with it. How much more violence must this poor girl be subjected to? Her gaze is so intense, so far removed from the carefree nature which should be the joyous hallmark of her age. I cried myself to sleep in my solitude. I kept thinking about those sad and frightened eyes staring at me.
At least the doctor was emotional. Oh, thank God you're not gonna read this. Okay, help.
The doctor who wrote things down was in Surgery C.
Here. I love that drawing. Extract a fluid of Grindelia. What could it be? Fluid extract of... I don't know. Grindelia. What would that be in French? Brain! I would like some noise to turn the pages. In case. Are you gonna read all
March
this?
12th, 1938.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
AAT, 16 years old. Menstruation at age 12. Housewife.
Read me a bedtime story simulator.
Mother seamstress. Admitted an observation yesterday morning from Pontedera, accompanied by a police officer authorized by the examining
At what
magistrate
age
of the
was she
Court of
raped?
Pisa to be admitted
12,
for
14,
psychiatric
16?
evaluation, which I have carried out. Medical certificate. Mental illness preceded by warning signs. Has suffered from depression for a year, believing she had tuberculosis. Food deprivation. We can't read this document. It is forbidden. We mustn't. If they find out, there will be trouble.
Huh, choices. Let's be rational, I guess.
We have to look for Amara. We must hurry. We have to follow the memories and make sure they don't fade.
Okay, pressing A doesn't work.
She is frightened, hears noises and ghosts. Presents serious signs of anxiety, psychosis.
No, she came to the asylum at 12, not 16.
She is anxious, confused. Her expression
She said
is
12
distressed,
years the first
questioning
time.
look as if terrified.
The first line said 12 Annie.
She feels confused, hears
So 12
voices
years.
shouting in her head. She doesn't understand things properly.
Did I read
She
that
has
wrong?
been feeling unwell for 2 or 3 months. When
That's
questioned,
wrong.
She replies,
You
"My
can't have
mother wants to
menstruations
hurt
at
me.
12.
I am always scared of her. She chases me. Why are you here?" I argued with my mother and was so upset that I felt like my head was
You
spinning.
can.
There was a woman there who wanted to force me into a life of prostitution. They wanted to condemn me to be burned at the stake. Children whispered, called my name. March 16th. She couldn't sleep last night. They wanted to condemn her to be burned at the stake. April 4th. Transferred to the calm ward, still under my supervision. Yes, that's true. The ward where Amara was. Yes, the stake. The children wanted to burn Renee. She had to pay for what she'd done, like witches at the stake.
Wait. Wanted to burn Renee? She had to pay for what she's done? What the fuck did you do? Whoops.
April 21st. She's more awake this morning and is
Read
responding
me a
to
bedtime
questions
story.
and complains of headaches. She became agitated when she found out her mother was there. She says that one day, many years earlier, she was with a friend of hers and met a man who made her get into a car and took her for a ride. He made her smoke cigarettes and drink liquor, and the man showed her certain things. He tried to hurt her and made her go crazy. She says he promised to marry her and made her swear to keep what had happened a secret.
Rape and child
These
abuse.
facts were essentially confirmed by her mother. After that, she became arrogant, impatient, and hostile towards her family, especially her
No
mother.
shit!
She
I would
started
too.
taking off her clothes in public. Her moods would swing from laughter to tears. She rants. She pleasures herself. I can't remember these things, only the guilt, the stake. I know I deserved to pay for that guilt. I knew it even then.
I'm not satisfied with any of those choices, so keep reading me a bedtime story.
She was uncooperative during the examination. She didn't want to be stripped and her body remained rigid. Voluntary attention almost totally absent. Probable hallucinations. April 25th. Confused ideas. Unable to maintain a spontaneous conversation. Reflexes all normal. Reactive pupils. Let's find Amara, and we'll find the full medical records.
Sure. Well, that was a nice bedtime story. Hope you all fell asleep. You're all nice and cozy in your bed now. Where? First
The
floor,
grounds
right?
at the back of the hospital,
bro.
and then down to the kitchens.
Why the fuck were the kitchens outside? I'm weird, but okay.
This is the road we used to take.
There's some weird shit filter on the screen.
If it weren't for her, in the grounds on that bench in spring, so many days.
Was she gay?
It was an escape, watching nature around us as she talked and smiled. And then there were the kitchens. Sometimes we stole food and ran back to the bench to eat it in secret, and we laughed.
I think she was gay. I think she was gay.
Things to me. Sometimes she touched me.
Extremely gay.
I felt her body
Yeah.
against mine
Yeah.
for the first
Called it.
time.
Hot
It
though.
was a shiver that warmed my soul. Eyes closed, the light slipped away.
Makes sense. Wait, how does
She
that
wasn't
work?
in the system. He wouldn't let her in.
Okay, so the place where we're gonna torture you
She
guys,
must be the key.
there's
to
all
my
the torture
memories,
stuff there.
to
Don't
the
worry.
reasons why.
But the kitchen, that's too dangerous. We gotta keep that away from you guys, okay? Yeah, I think it was probably to avoid the patients peeing in the food or pooping in the food or stuff like that. Yeah, you can kill yourself with a belt. Belts back then were fucking common
Nature
in
helped
mental
me to
environments.
forget, to escape from the system.
Nature and lesbian action. Oh yeah.
The scent of spring. The
Whee!
land of light
Oh, come
was
on.
far away, and we spent the days chatting on the stone benches.
I didn't get an achievement for that. No? Oh, thank you. Go away. Okay, fine. Do I go down? Can I run at some point in this game? I should have hurt my head there. Were they what? Are you asking me if they were gay? Did you seriously miss the fucking cutscene? Oh yeah, they wear belts. Usually to restrain the patients. And usually, basically like the wheelchairs did not have like actual stuff tied to them. For the most part, it was literally just a wheelchair, and they used a belt around it. Because the actual normal system for most of those asylums, the patients would actually keep damaging the belts, the restraints, so they would not last. So that's why they would have belts. So, well, it was easier to just replace. So her girlfriend was bisexual, or maybe just an infomaniac. That doesn't cut out the bisexual part, actually. What am I talking about? But I think I'm gonna stop there for this video, though. That's enough gay for this video. Thank you all so much for watching this video of the Town of Light. I'll see you next time in the next video. Bye-bye.